Hi guys, I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I am right now recording as I am live because I'm having some internet issues. That way I have something to re-upload should the internet continue to go in and out like it has been doing for the last, I don't know, several weeks. I have contacted Spectrum, which is my internet provider. They're supposed to be working on it. They haven't notified me that they're working on it, but the guy that came out on Saturday said that he was going to make sure that it got taken care of. So we're going to look. I am trying to be live now. Hello, Miss Ann. Let me turn everything back on so you guys can see the things. So I turned off the horizontal chat and I'm turning it back on, and now I'm turning back on the effects. So there we go. You should be able to see all the things again. Yeah, I decided to start the recording over. And so now I'm going to have something to be able to upload should this not work out. I do want to be here for y'all. I want to have a lot of fun. The easiest way to get the best kitty. The easiest way to get the best video is, of course, going to be if I just do recording, but I like hanging out with y'all, and I know that y'all want to be here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a twofer. So if you, at any point, if you're watching the replay and you see that things keep going in and out, please go ahead and look and see if there is a better replay for you to watch, okay? Because I will be updating that. Ann is saying that she's not used to me being live on Mondays. Well, that's because I'm doing something special today because we have a new release. Yeah, we have a new release of one thing. I'm going to check the website and see if Spellbinders has updated it yet, because I've been checking all morning and it hasn't been showing up as being available. And I'm like, what time was this supposed to be up? It is on the coming soon page, but it's not showing up as being available yet. So let me go ahead and just show you the coming soon page real quick. I don't know that I've got that corrected yet. Let me see. I want it to be right display. We're going to see if this one is set up right. I didn't test that yet. Yay, it is the right page. So this is the coming soon section of Spellbinders website. What's supposed to be on here right now is it's supposed to be under new arrivals. I also see that the new arrivals for August have not been listed on there yet, but those don't normally come out until the 10th. However, we're having a new release. Nerdy round 3. Honey, I love you guys, and I am so sorry that it keeps on going in and out like that. Right now, my kbps is really, really low, so I know I'm having issues. If it keeps doing like this, then I may have to cancel the other day. I've got 2 more daytime live streams I'm planning on doing this week. Planning on going live today with the Lisa Horton collection. Tomorrow, where's my list? I have a notebook. I've been die cutting this morning to get prepared. Now I don't know where my notebook is. Anywho, it's because I probably moved it out of the way so I wouldn't have it up on my desk. Oh, here we go. So today we have Lisa Horton. Fabulous. Tomorrow I'm going live at 5 o'clock, the normal time. We're going to be going live with Miss Elizabeth Costa-Rogers, and we're going to be doing something Halloween-y. On Wednesday, it is the 6th of the month, which means that you'll be able to order things from the club kits if you choose to. So I'm doing another live stream. We're going to be playing with some more of the club kits. And then on Thursday, I decided to do another live because it turns out I'm going to still be here instead of being on the road like I thought I was. So we're going to play with North Pole Friends from Simon Hurley. So we're going to go ahead and finish up that collection on Thursday. And then I have a lot of things to record and everything for the next week. I know I'm planning on having a video show up on Friday. Okay. That one's probably going to be either noon or 1. And then we have one on Sunday because I want to show y'all all the new releases. So it's going to be a new release reveal. And then on Monday of next week, have a video for Pear Blossom Press. So cute. Anyway, have a video for that. I've already got that one uploaded. I just need to write the blog post for it. So I've got a lot of things off camera that I need to do. I have to do some recording this week. And all of this needs to be done before we leave on Friday morning, first thing. Anyhow, this page right now on the coming soon will let you see the things that are going to be available from Lisa Horton. It's supposed to be available today, so I'm going to say check back. I do believe I've got I'm going to just double check the description and check that. Where's my edit button? There we go. There should be. I'm going to check my link in there. Come on. I moved things to different spots and now they're giving me problems. Okay. I'm going to pull up my visual supply list just to confirm it's got all the things on there. Which it should. It should. So here's the collection. It is all on there. So as soon as it is available, y'all should have access to it. If it doesn't work, let me know and I will fix a link. I discovered that apparently a link had changed on the Pear Blossom Press website. So when someone clicked one of my links in an email this week, it didn't go to anything. So I fixed it yesterday. Hey, Miss Terry Cooper. And Accelerated, what's the name? Accelerated 67 just followed our channel. Fabulous.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Well, thank you so much. That is so super sweet of you. I appreciate it. Anyway, this is what our new collection looks like. It's going to be super fun and everything works, again, another collection where everything works great together. So first off, we've got, I'm going to open these up in new tabs so you can see all of the things. And let's see, do I have everything? I have that. Yeah, I have all of these. You're going to be able to make a lot of cards with a lot of different elements from a lot of different things. Okay, so this first one is the Lots of Circles stencil, and internet is issuing. I just remembered your email saying that you were on. Well, thank you so much, Ruth. And I have to say, I have to say this. Thank you, Shay. Shay has, I absolutely love you, but I never see you anymore. And I think it's probably because of when I go live or something. Anyway, well, I'm happy to see that you were in the chat. I did see that you were on with you were in the chat with Biddy Penny earlier today. So that's fabulous too. So this one is, words. Lots of circles. We've got two stencils. One has got big circles. The other one's got all these little circles to give a nice, fun, textured background. So that is fun. Then we've got lots of stripes. And I am, of course, thinking candy canes. And this just looks so cute. And, okay, this one makes a great shaker card. Hello, Miss Nancy. Welcome in. I like that. I like Kitty. This is actually from a new Simon Hurley one that is coming out soon. So that's super cute. Okay, and then next up we've got little birdies. So I did die cut all of these guys out. I'm sorry, Anne. I can't do anything about it, hun. I'm just going to... okay, so Anne just said that you are very much in and out right now. We already know my internet is crap right now. They're supposed to be working on it. It is not working right now very well, so I am recording this. I probably need to put a banner up. Do I have... I'm going to put a banner up. Ignore how big this is going to be to begin with while I'm adding it. Internet. It's going to say this. Okay, so when you talked about something about... oh, I was saying thank you for coming in because I miss you. And then, of course, I said that as the internet is out. Okay. Okay, so that is really big. I need to make it smaller. And then I need to change the color. Because you can't see it because it's white right now. So let me change that to, let's go with, if I go with black, you're not going to be able to see it either on my desk. Okay, we are recording internet issues on the live. Replay will be posted after the live stream on YouTube. I'm going to put that right up there, so hopefully y'all can see it. That way you know you don't have to continue telling me that it's messing up, because I know it's messing up. Okay, and y'all probably didn't hear anything that I said, but because it looks like at this moment, for you guys watching the replay, it looks like the internet has dropped again. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get started pretty quick, though. I did go ahead and die cut out the little birdies. There is a chart on here, which I have printed out so I know it. There is this diagram. There is this diagram to show how to put everything together. So I printed that out for everything that I'm going to be using. So we've got the little birdies, and they are so cute. And then we've got the Christmas foliage, which also has one of those diagrams for their recommended assembly. This is a bunch of foliage for Christmas, meaning you could use it any which way you want to. And then we have the essential stars. Someone last week was asking me about stars for a shaker. This is going to be a great way for you to be able to do that. I mentioned then that I did not have stars to be able to, nested stars to be able to make a shaker. Now I do. Now I do, because I do have this set. So you can make a shaker card with this because you're able to make those cute little frames. Okay. Then we have, yes, there's more. This one is called Bow and Bell Scallop Frame. And it's got a bunch of pieces in there. And I pulled this one out and started die cutting some of the things out. It's like, you know what? The only thing I'm going to die cut out right now is a couple of bows and a couple of bells. Because the rest of it is layers that you can use in tons of ways on your card to give those different levels. This is going to create a lot of different matting layers. So you can have a lot on there. You could use one or two. It's going to be easy, though, to add any of those there. Then we've got 2 sentiment sets. This first one is the Merry Sentiments. Welcome in, Miss Vanessa. Reminder, I do know that I do know that there are internet issues, so I am recording this and I will be uploading it after the live stream. So if you've missed anything, if the internet goes out, we will have a copy of it that you can go back and watch later. But thank you to everybody who's coming to hang out with me at this point. Ruth Miser, howdy. Okay, yay. I'm still able to see the chat, which is really cool, but I am not happy that the internet keeps going out, and I think I'm going to contact them again and say, hey, what is the plan, and are you actually working on it? Because Jose, who came out on Saturday, said he was going to do this, but I have not gotten a notification that they're actually working on anything. Okay, so this one is Mary and then a bunch of sentiments, and I will show you those. There are dies to cut out things as well.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Terry Cooper says cows and bows popped into her head. Thank you, Miss Jen. Cows and bows is what popped into my head. Goodness gracious. Okay, so we've got Mary, and then we've got the same thing with Christmas. So we've got a ton of sentiments. We've got 2 different sentiment sets, and it's going to be fabulous. Those are all of the things, but you want to see them in person. So we're going to do that next. And I need to adjust. Yeah, I'm using my fun mouse pad. That is not zooming like I tell it to. Because of the internet issues, I've also had a few different issues with trying to get my different pieces of software to work together, because most of them go through internet. Okay, zoom. Is that the right one? Is it even connecting? It's not even connecting. Okay, welcome in, and thank you so much for GenZ472 for following the channel. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate that. Okay, I don't know why this is not working. It's like, come on. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Weirdest thing, and now I need to change the color again, because even the blue, you cannot see that. So let's change that to white. I'll just have to change it every once in a while if I change screens. Hey, Miss Adeline, welcome in, honey. Norma says, I spent so much money at this summit. Can't wait to get all my stuff. That's fabulous. You're going to have so much fun. I didn't get a chance to watch everything, so I'm going to be watching more of it next week while I am out of the loop. I am going to try to get videos up for you guys to see. So here's the first one I was talking. One of the ones I was talking about. This one is the bow and bell scallop frame. So you've got multiple layers you can create with this. And we have some stitched ones. So these are not A2 size. Let me bring out an A2 size panel. These are smaller than A2. But this means that it'll be able to fit right in there and give you that border around that I like so much. But this one is for scallops. Then this one is, the next one down is rounded corners rectangle that fits right inside. Then we have one that is a rounded corner and stitched, fits right inside. And then we have another one that's rounded corners and stitched. And then we've got our bells and bows. So if you were to use all of them, that's how they would stack up. My thought is you don't really need to use all of them, but you can use as little or as much as you want, depending on what you're wanting to do. Okay. This I think would also work well. Let me see if it fits. I think it would fit. Here's one of the sentiments that we did from last week. This was a stamp. And I went ahead and did a couple more and did them with embossing. So if we used, I could go ahead and put all of these down and see which dies would fit around it. And to be honest, it looks like we could use that as the focal and put multiple layers of whatever on the outside and add whatever embellishments we want to it. Or we could just use the inner one and have a die of the sentiment with a stitched line around it. Because stitching is fun. I really don't have much stitching. Okay, so that's one. That's one set. And I have cut out some bows and bells. And I did cut out the one in the middle, mostly because I wanted to use the silver and I didn't want to waste the whole panel. So I cut out the middle with the intent of using the middle. And then I saw, oh, that looks nice. I like that. So I didn't actually do that. So we've got those to start off with. So that one again is bow and bells. We've got, which one do I want to show next? Well, here's the stars. I did not cut out any of the stars because at the point when I started doing a little bit with the frames, like, you know what? It's so easy. I don't really need to cut all those things. I can cut out as I need them. Same thing goes for the stars. So you can do, like I said before, this one is one you could make a shaker card with if you use two of the dies. But yeah, you can do much more with that. I mean, who doesn't love stars, right? This one is the foliage, and I cut out 2 large panels. I've cut out 2 of everything. Hello, kitty. So I cut out 2 of everything. This is also all of the Christmassy stuff, so you know what that means? That means you can use, all you really need is 1 or 2 of this style of snail, this style of dies to be able to do a lot of extra foliage for basically anything you're doing. Because a lot of times, you know that you've got everything together, but it kind of needs something. So you can add that as just an extra little embellishment. Great for all of your Christmas cards. We've got the little, oh God, we've got Santa, and has Adeline been naughty or nice?
Ho, ho, ho!
Okay, great. Looks like she has been nice. You still can't see the thing. I need to move it again. There. Below the glare. That glare is from one of my lights. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. I'm going to say that's good enough. I'm not going to do that. Okay. I could take more time and put like a border around it and stuff. I know, Jay, absolutely. I love all Spellbinders stuff. I absolutely love Spellbinders stuff. It's the thing. It's the thing. They are my favorite, and Nancy is saying, I'm loving all the little characters. Yep. So this one is the little birdies. I also printed out, I think twice, how to assemble everything so I know what everything is. Yeah, I did twice. Did one in black and white, forgot that I had done it, and they cut another one in color. So this is what's on your packaging. The Christmas foliage die, possibly a wreath. You could make a wreath with that, absolutely. All you basically need is a circle to be able to do a round wreath. But this shows how all of the little birdie stuff goes together, what all the pieces were. Because I'm looking at this and it's like, what's that? I didn't know what that was. And what that is, that's their legs and their beaks. They're just tiny little eyes. Qualify. Shay, I don't know what you're talking about. Qualify, honey. And then she took her message away. I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, we've got the little birdies, and that was the only one that's characters in this set. So we've got one thing of characters, we've got one thing of lots of foliage, and then we've got lots of bits to make all sorts of quality. Internet quality sucks. I know. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, then we've got the stars, we've got the bows and the bells and all those borders, and then we've got this one. And this one makes stripes. So you can do I don't remember that thing winking. Did I turn that on? I may have to go back and look. Anyway, we've got diagonal stripes, we've got horizontal stripes, and we've got a little frame to go around it. So this basically means you can swap them out with the frame, or you can cut them out without any frame. Idleline likes the stars. I'm liking all the things, to be quite honest. So I have done quite a bit of die cutting. I did not cut out these or the frames. I cut out these bits. So first thing I think I want to do is we want to play with our little birdies. You guys know from the way I tend to do most of my cards, or a lot of my cards, I don't necessarily have an idea in my head as to what I want it to look like. So I need a focal image, or oh no, Spellbinders is quality. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to know more about that, I would say go back and watch the recent video that is on Giannis Magula's channel, her and Denzel talking about needing help for the tariffs. This was Cards for Congress, I think is what she's calling it. And she's asking for cards from all of us card makers to go to our representatives in Congress. This is for the U.S. to try to help get an exception on the tariffs. Apparently they did this ages ago behind the scenes, and it actually went through. So that helps our prices stay down if they're able to keep the prices on, if they're able to keep the tariffs down, or any other expenses that go into running the business and creating the products. If they can keep those prices down for them, that means our prices stay down too. All companies, doesn't matter what company it is, any extra expense that anybody adds on, whether it is government or somebody price gouging or something, doesn't matter. All companies at some point, they can't just absorb all the costs. They have to raise the prices just to stay in business, especially some of the smaller companies. And although Spellbinders is pretty big for our standards, they're not big as in super big like a lot of the other big manufacturing companies like car manufacturers and that sort of thing. So they definitely need our help. Okay, I'm going to start off. I actually decided to cut these out and then get out my markers. So I have all of my... Yes, I know. Stephanie is saying that the stripes would make a great candy cane background. Absolutely. I'm thinking it would look fabulous with any colors. It would look good white on white. It would look good any colors mixed together. It would look good with glitter, without glitter, with foil, all the things. So I do have a section. First off, I die cut everything out, and then I put a layer of Post-it tape on the back to try to hold all the pieces in so I can keep everything together, and so that I can go ahead and get this colored with my markers. Okay, that is one way of die cutting. You guys see me do a lot where I'm trying to use up my scraps. Today, I really didn't have the time because I got too many things I need to get done. So I'm just going back to old school white cardstock, and then I'm just going to color these in with my markers. I also have a strip, which was not intentional, but I have a strip over here to the side so I can see what colors I'm working with. I always recommend swatching it out, and that's a good use of your scraps too. I'm going to start off with my branches, and this is just going to be some quick and easy coloring on that. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just putting the side of my marker down and just adding color to the branches. And I'm going to try to get some in those cracks though, because one thing, if you do it like this, sometimes you're going to miss part of it because it's around that edge. So I'm going to try not to miss too much. And I also tried to group things somewhat together. Like I got to have a bunch of the black things. Not on this one. It must be on a different one. Oh, it's on a different one. I did group the different things that are all black on another die set that I was cutting out this morning. I told you, I've been just die cutting this morning. Yesterday was all about getting notifications and emails set up to go out to you guys. So you will be getting all of those this week to let you know that I'm going live. So you'll get reminders if you're on my email list. If you are subscribed to my channel, make sure your notifications are turned on. And another thing that I didn't realize that I did not have turned on mine. Did you know that there's a second way for notifications? You turn on the notifications, and then you have to tell your PC to send you those notifications. That's the little bottle, that pop-up that pops up from the bottom of your screen to say, hey, somebody went live, when you're not necessarily logged into YouTube. I turn that off, and then I forget to turn it off on my laptop because it irritates me when I'm doing something where I'm not going to be watching. What I need to do is I need to have it turned on here, and then see if I can mute it while I'm recording or live or something. And on my laptop I need to have it turned off because at 8 o'clock at night I don't want to look at those things. But that's the only way you're going to actually get your notifications like that. Now I also have it automatically goes to Discord, so if you have your Discord loaded on your machine, even if you don't have it popped up, you should get notifications too when something happens on there. I have noticed that sometimes those are late. Okay, emails are probably going to be the most accurate. I don't know if I didn't set up anything to go to Instagram. I have to do that for the rest of them. Okay. Tangia party. Miss Terry Cooper's doing a Tangia party. Okay, so we've got our brown, and this one is Y12 mahogany. So that color is mahogany. I'm not sure what colors I want to do with my little birdies, which is one reason why I didn't get started ahead of time. This is what they look like again. So we can have both of the birds the same color and looking the same, or we can have them in different colors. I'm kind of leaning towards either red or green for their scarf and... Oh, is that what that is? Is that a... I don't know. It looks like they've got... Oh, okay. I just saw something. This little piece right there, the one that's round with a stick coming off of it, she's wearing earmuffs. Isn't that cute? Okay, Shay says no. Danielle says hello. I don't know what Shay said no about, but I am leaning towards either red or green. Could do blue. That's another reason why I didn't cut out any of the other pieces, because if I put this on one of the other backgrounds, I kind of need them to go together. So, colors, guys. What colors are you guys thinking? Red and green is traditional. Blue and silver and purple, depending on the shades of them, can be somewhat traditional. What are y'all thinking? And I know there's some people that are going to say purple, but I've been doing a lot of purple lately. Don't want to do orange. Orange is not really Christmassy. Let's go with... I think I'm going to go with green. Actually, I could go ahead and do the green for... Let me get my darker green. The green for the leaves, and then I could decide on... Jen has got little... Is that purple and red birds? I'm looking to see blue and purple. See, on up at the top, it's purple and red. In the chat, it looks like blue and gray. I don't know. Adelaide says gold and red. So having maybe gold as one of the Circing crayons. Hey, Circing crayons. Got any sparkly blue? Actually, I do have. We're going to do something with sparkly blue at some point anyway. Because let me show you what I did when I was cutting out the bows. I actually have two different colors. These are glitter foam. Speaking of foam, I'm ticked off. Somebody, the only other person that's been in my house is Todd, and I don't think he did it, but somebody must have snuck in here and stole my foam. I'm glad I've got some on order, but it's not going to be here till either Wednesday or Thursday, so that irritates me. So I'm having to find other brands, and I'm probably going to wind up using at some point Pear Blossom Press, which is the double thick that I save for shakers. Okay, I'm going to color my leaves. So these little guys are leaves. Told you I've already looked at the pictures. By the way, I am going to try to keep this as a somewhat short live stream. So if there's anybody that you know would want to be in here with us that is not here yet, go ahead and send them a message and say, hey, come hang out with us. Because I am going to try to keep this fairly short. Is foam working? I didn't see it pop up, but I didn't look. So I don't know. I heard it. Did the pop-up show up? Okay, so all of our leaves are dark green. Foam thief, I know, right? I mean, and I didn't notice it until yesterday while I was recording a video. I was recording a summit video, and I'm wanting to add foam, and I thought, I'm going to add foam to the bottom of the panel and put that onto the card base. And you know what? I couldn't do it because I didn't have my thin foam, and I could not find it. I wound up pulling out another roll of foam that is, I think, a little bit thicker and more narrow, but did not use that to put it on the back. So Adelaide says that she did it. Yes, it did. Okay, it did. She didn't say that she did it. She was saying that the foam popped up. Okay, that's good. All right. So we've got those. I think I'm going to do, let's do yellow for the, yellowish orange for the beaks and for the legs. Now I see it. I don't know, if I have time, I need to make something special for Miss Elizabeth for tomorrow because there's something wrong with that girl. She says that foam is not life. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it, but so we've got those. This one is, I'm just saying it for video. These are also Ohuhu Bahama series markers. So it's the brush and chisel tip. And this one is Y140 and it's called Nugget. And then the green that I used is G1. I can't read that. Can you? And it is emerald green. Okay, emerald green. Next we have the scarves. And somebody was saying they like the idea of blue and silver. So I'm going to do some blue, I think. See, this one is sky blue. That would be pretty for the scarf. So this right here is the scarf for one of our birds. And to me, it looks a little bit purpley, which is probably why it's a PB. I kind of understand their numbering system, kind of, sort of. So we've got that, and I'm going to do... Okay, so this one needs to stay white because this little dot here, the bigger one, goes on the earmuff. And then we just need the band, which also explains why they're colored like this. So the hat and the earmuff are both on the same die. So what they did is they cut that one out of red to be for both of the birds. Okay. I could do blue on the other birds. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do sky blue for both. There we go. So now we've got it for and this one again is sky blue and it's PB1. Everybody is still saying hello, and Terry Cooper put a bunch of possums in the chat, and I didn't even notice it. So now we've got their wings and their bodies and their boots. So since we went with the blue for the scarf and the earmuffs, I think we should have their boots be the same blue so it all matches. And then these two pieces are their eyes. So let me grab out a black. And that's number 120. Yeah, 120. I'm looking at this to see. I am looking at it to see, making sure that I'm coloring the right things, the right colors. Otherwise, I got to recut them out. Okay, so we've got that. And then we have snow. We also have the little, I don't know, it's not really a bench. It's kind of like a little baby wall. So we've got a little wall here that the birds can be standing on. Or, of course, you could put them up in the tree or whatever. And I have not decided where I want everything, so I'm going to color everything. Those are staying white, so the only things that we need, I could put a little bit of gray on some of the snowy bits. What color's this one? That's not gray, that's a pink. That one's cool gray. Do I want cool? Yeah, cool gray would go best, I think, because we've got cool colors. So this one is cool gray number 2. And you can barely see it. So I'm going to add this one. I think I may just leave out, because then I can color the white bits just a little bit before I put them on, so I can make sure the shadows are in the right spot. So I'm going to use that one. And then Adelaide goes back and forth with the repeats, huh? You get the same sequence over and over again. That's an internet thing, hun. So sorry about that. Catch the replay. I'm going to say it again. Go ahead and catch the replay if it continues to do that. I'm hoping that the internet will clear up. And I watched the ones from last week, and the resolution was so bad, there's no way I could have watched it. So I am going to say it again. Make sure that you go back and watch the replay on the clear one. Jen says no yellow on the snow. Good. No, I don't want it a yellow on the snow. Okay, so for birdies, I'm kind of thinking I want them to be white. Let's make them white. So I will use this light gray, this gray. This one again is warm, cool gray number 2. So I'm going to use that on the birds, and let's do that from the top, I think. I'm just going to do this on both of them, just adding a little bit of shadow up at the top and then underneath where their wings are. And then I'm going to come in with my colorless blender. And this is basically going to just kind of blend them out a little bit. The colorless blender is basically just their alcohol solution without any pigment in it. So that makes it so that the ink that you do put down, the pigment you put down, can kind of bleed out into this because it's got that liquid there. Okay, now I think I'm about ready to start assembling. And maybe I'll do the wings, I think, in this other gray. So they're going to be a little darker. And I'll probably do a little darker on the bottom of two of them. On both, yeah, bottom of them. Although it's kind of blending in, you can't really see it. I may need to get a darker one. Okay, so I think we're ready to start putting these guys together. And yeah, I told you I just used a little bit of Post-it tape behind there, so that's going to make it so easy to get everything assembled right. Glue, that's what I need. All I know is Spectrum's better get their act. Terry Cooper. She says, all I know is Spectrum better get their act together, because if I miss the first Halloween card live, there's going to be more Halloween cards. And by the way, I'm not gonna tell you a secret, but I do have something scheduled coming up really soon. There's going to be some new Halloween product. Okay. And you're going to love the latter part of the month. Starting on the 19th, we're going to be doing, this is coming out, we're going to be doing Craftoween Advent Calendar, 13 Days of Halloween. So every day there will be either a live stream or a video from the 19th through the 30th. So the last part of the month, yeah, pretty much as soon as I get back, there's going to be a live stream pretty much every single, or there's going to be a Halloween video of some sort every single day. Because yes, I got the Advent calendar, and I think you guys should have seen that. If you missed it, that video went up on Friday, I think. Kind of a little sneak peek. Okay, so these little white snowbirds, they're going to be perfect. Okay. Turnover eyeball. There we go. Yeah, some of these are small, so I think this post-it note idea, having them on your post-it note paper like that, is a good one to help you not lose the pieces. Because how many times have you guys caught me almost losing it? I'm not sure exactly where to put that. Let me grab the hat first before I put the beak, so I know that I've got... Terry Keeper says, I seen the sneak peek video. Yeah, I woke up early this morning, and first thing I did is I came in here and started die cutting things out, so I would be hopefully prepared for... I'm starting to think that maybe that piece now was not the eye, and I think I put it too far up. How did I put it too far up? Oh, I know what it was. It's not supposed to go on the top. It's supposed to go underneath. Okay, I took it off. We have a little hole there that needs to go like that. That didn't pop out. And then if I put this underneath, that's going to be better. So I'm going to have to clean that up a little bit. Get rid of that adhesive. Okay, now I'm going to put my little eye behind the little... I was thinking that looked a little bit big. Dummy me. There, that's going to look better. And we're going to try getting some of that adhesive off with an eraser. Try to clean it up a little bit. And I do see that I'm actually ripping some of the cardstock off. That's okay. There. That looks better. Okay, now that looks right. Now I can put the little hat on and it's going to look better. Fabulous. There we go. And then we can add the little nose that did I lose it? There it is. It's still there. All right. So we've got this little beak. Putting a little tiny bit of glue there. Now let's pick that up and just pop that on there. There we go. I think I'm at a point where I probably need to zoom in a little bit, except that's still not working. There we go. Now you can see it. And I'm going to move this over here. All right, so now we have this little guy pretty much done. I can go ahead and put his little legs on and his shoes. And the chat has gotten kind of quiet, and I'm sure that it is because our internet looks like it has gone out again. So again, I'm going to apologize to the folks that have been watching live with me. Hopefully it'll come back in a minute or so and get us back started again. If it doesn't, you guys will have it as the replay, and you will not have missed anything because I'm just going to keep going. Okay, I'm going to try to put his little legs straight up and down using my grid mat. That looks about right. Almost. Yeah, my finger caught that one. Get over there. There we go. All right, close enough. And now we're going to put his little legs on his body. There we go. And now we can put his little shoes on. His little boots. So I'm putting a little bit of glue down at the bottom of each of his legs there. And then we can just pop his little boots on. Oops, that's the wrong direction. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong ones. Let me grab the other ones. Because they did give you boots facing both directions so that you could have your little birds facing each way. Okay, and I did see that I've got something popped up that I didn't think I had. So I don't know if it's going to keep coming up or not. I just noticed it, so I do apologize. If it says, I only noticed it when I saw my face up on the screen because I haven't been looking. If it says anything about the summit was last weekend. So unless you go back and you get the VIP All Access Pass, you won't have access to that. However, I think if I listed any kind of a link on there, you may be able to still get that, but it's going to be very limited time. I don't really, on my brain right now, I don't recall when the All Access Pass availability is going to end. Oh, that was an accident, but look, it looks like he's walking. Because I turned his boot, I accidentally turned his boot. I'm going to leave it. That wasn't intentional, but it's cute. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other bird now. And we're going to do the same thing. Pop the little bit out from his eye and grab that other little black piece, that little black circle. And there we go. We've got his little eye. And we can go ahead and add his wing on, or her wing on. For some reason, I figured that the one with the little beanie hat is probably the boy. I think I've got a little bit of adhesive down on my desk, which is why that keeps on grabbing hold. There we go. Picking up our little bird and popping him on its little feet. And I think the legs are a little bit too far apart on that one because that one's got them closer together. So I'm just going to move one of them real quick. There we go. Now they are closer together. Except I grabbed a hold of a fiber there. Don't like that. Let's get rid of it. Okay, gonna do it one more time. Sometimes it takes an extra time or two. There we go, her cute little legs. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did for the little blue one. We're going to go ahead and put the boots on the same way and have one of them kicked back. Although the first one was a complete accident. I think it turned out awesome that way though. Okay, so we've got that one. And then this one we're going to just have at an angle. So it's going to look like they are walking towards each other. If I can get it on there. There we go. And now the second one, we just need her headphones and her little beak. I don't know about you guys, but I almost always wind up with all my little paper pieces, always try to go wrong side up. I do not understand how they know to go that direction, but they tend to do that. They go wrong side up. There we go. And then we've got our little white pieces here. That's going to go on their hats. Only pieces, well, not all only, but main ones that we did not color. And I did mention that I could use a little bit of the ink to add a little shading. So I'm going to add a little bit of shading at the bottom of that band, because we know which end is. Actually, I put it on the wrong side. I put it up. That's okay. So we're going to have it, instead of it being that little bit of shadow going toward the bottom, it's going to the top. That's okay. Because actually that kind of looks good too, because with the beanie hat is curved in. So it could be on either side and be fine. We're going to put the little bitty pom-pom on top and her earmuff on. And there we go. Our little birdies are done. And it looks like this is a little bit bright, and I didn't realize that. There we go. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. It's not one to do. So now you can see our little birds. I think they turned out super cute. Super cute. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, since I don't have anybody to tell me what colors they want, I'm just going to pick something. So we've got our little birds. I think I'm going to do lots of stripes because it really looks fun. And let's go with diagonals. We're going to do that. Let me zoom back out. There we go. And I do have some glitter cardstock over here. So I'm kind of thinking I want to do some glitter. Not the black. That's not going to be good. I have some champagne is pretty, but I'm kind of thinking blue. But this one is a bit too bright. Do I have a snow? Do I have a white in here? This is some cardstock that I've got left over from a pack a while back from Spellbinders. And they do have new glitter cardstock. The way that they have it packaged now is all of the same color. So you've got different types of foil plus your glitter and all the things all together. But I don't have any white. let me go grab some. I know I've got lots of glitter cardstock. I just thought I had plenty right there, so I didn't think I needed anything additional. Is it in this bin? I think this one's got some white. Grab 2 different little packs. Yes, this one's got some silvery white and it's got some blue. Oh, that's going to be pretty. And I'm thinking that this is probably not the right color of blue for these little guys, but I bet they would go fabulously on that. I think I'm going to cut these out of this dark blue, and then I'll have the other part be, oh, I know what I'm going to do. It's all right, my nose is itching. We know that when you try to cut through glitter cardstock, it doesn't always want to cut. It's always an issue. So if I decide to cut these out of white, this can be the background on it. And I think that's going to work. So let me go ahead and grab out my die cutting machine. And we're going to cut this out of some white cardstock. I just need a card panel. There we go. And so now we have that. It looks like this piece, I may have had it upside down. Yeah, I think I messed that one up. All right, I'm going to try to get this back in there where it belongs. I think I had one of the blades wrong side up. Don't do that, guys. So now I need to, I'm going to tape it down, mostly because I don't know 100% where my magnetic magic mat is. So I'm just going to tape this in place, and we're going to run it back through with the blade going down instead of up. Okay, let's do that again. This time it's just going to cut the frame. Oh, and I just thought of something too. This looks like these are probably perfectly sized 1/4-inch strips, which means they would be perfect for that hack that I showed you guys a week ago or so. The one that I showed you where you can use a template to make all of your sentiment strips and get them where they look like they are perfectly die cut. I'm going to have to see if those are the right size. I bet they are. Okay, so this panel here is basically, I think it's about ATC size, but look at what happens if I put it over the blue. That looks fabulous. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to cut a piece. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to use this frame to cut that out. And then we're going to be able to layer it perfectly on there. And since I know that it doesn't like to... glitter is a little difficult to cut out. It really just depends on which brand, I'm sure, but I think every glitter cardstock I've ever tried, I've had a little bit of trouble cutting out. So I'm going to tape it in place. Make sure it stays on the glitter. And let me grab out, also going to use my little Mylar shim. Just get a little bit extra. And this should cut out okay. I may have to go back and forth. Actually, I will go back and forth a couple of times. I also should have done it at an angle, which I did not do. So first we're going to see if it cut. Oh, it cut out all the way. I'm recommending go forward and go, not only do forward and back, but also do it at an angle, because if you do it at an angle, you have a better likelihood that everything's going to cut correctly. All right, so this is going to be pretty. Let me get my die cutting machine up and out of the way. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking that the white is a little bit too white and we can't really see the bird that well. So I think I'm going to do another color and do the same thing. I am going to keep this for another one though, because that is just pretty. Thinking blue is probably going to be too much. And it's all because I didn't put enough color. I gave our birdies the white. So let's try doing this one with some silver. Someone had said that they liked the idea of silver, and I like silver and blue together anyway. So we're going to see what that would look like. Let me look and see. I think that'll be good. That's enough of a contrast that that's going to work out fabulously. Okay, I'm going to cut out a piece of silver then, trimming it down to fit into the die cutting machine where I don't waste too much of this prettiness. And we're going to do that cover plate in silver. And doing it at an angle. And there we go. Okay, cutting through silver doesn't always want to cut through, but this I think worked well enough that I'm just going to take my craft knife and we're going to trim it up a little bit. We're going to just reinforce those cuts. Get this back out of the way. And I'm just running my blade down through that groove that was already there. And I'm being gentle, and the blade is basically staying in the groove without any problem. There we go. So we've got the outer frame done. So this is going to take a minute to get this done. I'm sorry, guys, especially since y'all are now watching the replay because the internet is completely gone. And this is the part that on a recorded video I would normally be editing out. Bum, bum, bum. I did have music, but I don't know if my music is still... Oh, it's still playing. You guys may be able to hear it and you may not. I have my audio turned down. Okay, now I can hear it a little bit. I really was hoping that the internet wouldn't be giving me problems like this today. It is what it is. And I am going to keep those silver pieces because I have another idea for another background. But this is what we're going to do with this first one. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, now I get to see it. This thing is no longer valid. That was last week. I don't know where it is that it's turned on at. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. Sorry about that. Did not know that I had that on. I think I remember what it's called. There we go. That should be it. And I'm going to turn that one off. I think that's it. Okay. So hopefully it shouldn't pop back up because you know what? That is not a valid thing. Okay, I'm also thinking what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make it into an easel card. Let's do something special since this is the only one I'm going to be doing on the video. So I'm going to do something a little bit more. And to turn this into an easel card, it's going to be fairly easy to do. First off, I'm going to need to put this onto another card, another piece of cardstock because it's really not, it's not firm enough for me. And do I have heavyweight? Don't think I have a heavyweight panel here. That's okay. I think I'm going to just use a regular. That's probably going to be enough. Will that be enough? Yeah, that's going to be enough. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down first. And give it a chance to dry with all of the glitter paper and such. Because you guys know that glitter and foil don't like to stick to anything. And I'm assuming they're going to be giving me a little bit of trouble just trying to stick to each other. But this is going to be pretty. So I'm just going to line that up. There we go. And we're going to put this under an acrylic block and we're going to let it dry for a bit. I can already tell it's trying to lift up a little bit and I don't want it to do that. So we're going to put it under an acrylic block. There we go. And we're going to leave it there for a couple of minutes. It shouldn't take too long for it to dry, but we want to give it enough time. And let me pick up all of my extra bits. so I don't lose anything. And let's put our little birdies up there too. Okay, so next thing I want for this is I want a sentiment. So we're going to take out one of the sentiment sets. Once I clean up enough of the stuff off on my desk that I've been messing with. And we're going to grab out our Misty. Okay, so we have a couple of different sentiments. Oh, we also have... this is cool. This is actually going to be a ton of sentiments all at once. Both stamp and die. Fabulous. So I'm going to actually be bringing back out, and it's the same thing for both. I'm going to go ahead and do all of the sentiments, and then I'm going to have a ton of sentiments to be able to use on multiple cards. So first thing I'm going to create is a couple of templates. And this is going to make it so that these are available for me to use later on. Where did I put my... it's under there. I'm not going to do that. Let me get this out. Okay, we're going to make a template. And what I'm going to use for the templates, I'm going to actually use the dies that we've got here. So let's go ahead and just set that up. And I want... Okay, so the word, I'm just going to look... Oh, okay, so this one is actually just where you can do the Mary out of just cardstocks. So that is kind of cool. I'm going to do this, just the template at the moment. And I think the template is going to fit for both. Nope, they do not fit for both. So I need to make two templates. I'm going to make one for the other one as well while I'm at it. It's going to be just two quick run-throughs. So we've got the Merry sentiments and the Christmas sentiments. And with this type of a die, you probably don't need to do a template like what I'm going to do, but we're going to do it anyway. And I need my knife again. There it is, because one of my dies did not want to come out. Come on. There we go. So we've got one template. I'm going to do the other one too. And it's going to work the same way that we've been doing our other stamp and die templates. And if it looks like I'm getting a little bit scattered, I am. I'm frustrated right now because the internet is not working as it's supposed to. So forgive me when you're watching the replay if I don't seem to have it all together. It's because I'm staying on target. I am staying on target. But I am a bit frustrated that I'm having the internet issues and I'm not able to do the live stream like I had planned. And it's all Spectrum's fault. It's all Spectrum's fault. And there's not anything I can do about it. All I can do is just muddle through. And I think we've had the internet down for, I know, at least 15 minutes, I think. It says disconnected, reconnecting in 320 seconds. Attempt 15. So it keeps trying to do it. Now, what I didn't do, and I've told y'all to do before, but what I didn't do on the last one is I put it straight. I did not tilt it. You should always try to tilt it. It makes it so that your die cuts, your straight lines cut better, which is the reason I had an issue with that one. There we go. And so now we have our second template, and I've got all my little bits that can go into my bin, and I will put them back into the die in just a minute. Inside our Misty. This also means that now that you have the template ready, you can get everything set up. If you've got a lot of cards or a lot of sentiments that you want to do, you can do a lot of you can mass produce your sentiments pretty quick. And I'm thinking I've got enough space on here to be able to do both at the same time, I think. And do I still have a scrap of paper? What I've been doing, and I probably don't really need it on this one because it is all one stamp. What I've been doing is I've been stamping down to make sure everything is in position completely 100% perfect before I commit. Let's put it that way. Before I commit and do it onto my pieces here. So I do want to do that again, but now I need to find a piece of paper, and I had one, and now I don't know where it is. Okay, it's probably in this bin over here because that's where I threw all my stuff when I was cleaning stuff up off of my desk, right? Ba-ba-bum. Okay, I'm just going to use some notebook paper. So we're going to put this down in our Misty. We're going to put our little templates in place, approximately where we want them. And then we can take our stamps and put them in place. And our sentiments should fit perfectly inside those little gaps. Okay, so this one is the Mary. And it looks like it goes this way. And I can see pretty much in there, and it looks like everything is positioned pretty well. Let's go ahead and pick that one up just to be on the safe side while I grab the other one. And that one, that's the Mary. Where'd I put the other one? Okay, so here's the Christmas sentiments. We're going to do the same thing with that. Okay, and we do know that the word Christmas needs to go that way. Now let's just make sure everything is pretty much in the center, and then we'll pick it up. And I'm going to just grab out, some ink, and I'm going to just do the top ones. The top on my Misty, which is basically going to be the ones furthest on the inside. And I don't really care if I got much ink on there. I just need enough so I can see whether or not they lined up. And looks like they are good. Fabulous. So now I just need to, let's use some blue. We're gonna use Midnight Snack. I'm gonna clean off the stamps real quick. And let me use a stamp cleaner for that. This is brand new stamps, so I'm gonna use a stamp cleaner just so that I can have, see, where is it? just so I can get some of that residue that's on there off, so that hopefully they work a little bit better. So they're not quite so sticky on the top. Okay, this says that it says I've got internet. So I'm going to do something odd. I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to restart the stream, and we're going to see if it actually restarts it or not. It says it's streaming. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Okay, it looks like I am streaming on Twitch. So it looks like it may have just come back up slightly. And it's probably starting a new stream on YouTube. So if you can see me, if you're in the chat, go ahead and say hello. I'm checking to see what I've got going on. It does say that we have a stream happening. Let me pop out that chat and close the other one. And then if you guys pop back in, thank you so much. Again, you're going to want to go back and watch the replay. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for popping back in, honey. You will want to go back and watch the replay that I'm going to upload, because I think we probably had 15, 20 minutes where we had nothing. Yeah, actually, I think we had closer to a half hour. So I've been talking the whole time, and I have been recording, so that will be going up before, it'll be going up right after the stream. What we're doing right now is we're cutting out some sentiments. Well, I did cut out the sentiments, and now I'm going to stamp them by putting, I'm using a template. Yes. Let me do a refresh of the first word so that when everybody pops back in, because I know y'all will, I can see it all. Resetting for first word. So when Miss Lisa Gorman, when she goes ahead and says something again, you know what's going to happen? It's going to do another thing. Where's this one go? Number 1, I'm sticking that down. Number 2, I'm taking my magnet so that it will, tucking back under, hold both of them down. And I do have a sticky mat for part of it. Okay. 3 people on Twitch. Say hello, Twitch peoples. I'm sorry, the internet went down again, and it is a thing. I'm happy that some of you guys are back, though. So thank you so much. And I think I saw where Jennifer McGuire did this kind of thing and put some Post-it tape underneath it or something so that it would stay. Is that the right one for that one? Nope, that one's too long. That one's too long. Well, which one is it? Is it that one? I guess it is. And it looks like I've got a little bit of ink on there, and I don't know why I got ink on it, but I do. And I think the internet is still doing its wackadoo thing. Kind of want to play whack-a-mole with that thing. That's the one for Christmas. Bum, bum, bum. At least I have a little bit of music going. Yeah. So that one looks a little long. Well, which one is it? Is that one? It's that one. That still looks like it's a little bit long. Is the internet down again? Internet is down again. Bum, 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 bum. So this is going to be a quick. Probably would work better if you kept all of your pieces about the right spot. But you know what? I decided to do 2 at once. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some Midnight Snack. And we're going to stamp all of these at the same time. Now this one is my regular ink pad, so I do need to kind of scrub it. I may get my... I could. Let's do that. I'm going to grab out, because I can, I'm going to grab out my other Midnight Snack, my Stellar ink, so that I can just use the Love Taps. Just tapping it down. And I have been using this one quite a bit, so it's not as overflowing as it was. Make sure all of my little bits are pretty much still in place, and then we're going to stamp these down. I am going to use this because I have that bar magnet in there. Sometimes it makes it so something doesn't stamp quite as perfect as I want. Let's do one more layer. This does look pretty good, but I want one more layer. And I apologize for being slightly out of frame. I'm still waiting for that part to dry, the background, since we used the foil and the glitter. So that's why that's over there. But I think you still get the gist of it. So we've got a ton of sentiments here. Including one that decided to stick to the lid. And this one did, because it stuck, it did go a little bit. So that just means I have one out of the bunch that doesn't look good. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. But the rest of them look great. So we have a bunch of sentiments, and we have a couple of templates ready to go for next time. Am I back? I think I'm back. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clean up our stamps. And this is what happens when I put my stamp cleaner down. I'm going to clean up the stamps. I probably could have gotten by with just water to clean these off, since it is Simon Hurley ink, but I also wanted to clean up those, do a little bit extra conditioning on the stamps themselves. 2 big stamps for all the sentiments. So fun. Okay, and then I've got my little pieces that go on the back, and I can put these back in the packaging so I don't lose them. Sometimes it's hard to find the acetate because it's clear. Okay. Now this is going to be a very, very useful set. This is probably going to go to the top of my Christmas sentiment sets. Because it's going to, it's going to be so easy to get a ton of sentiments done in no time at all. Now, if you'd wanted to do a second set, like say a different color, you basically just leave everything in place and just stamp away. You can get a ton of them done in very little time. And I think I'm actually going to also, well, no, I was thinking maybe I would keep the paper to line things up, but I'd still have to stamp them back down to make sure that the stamps were in place. Okay, we're going to go with that. We've got a bunch of sentiments. We now have our background pretty much dry. That is good. So now I'm going to take my paper trimmer. We're going to trim it down a little bit. I think I want, let's see, let me get out my T-square. I think I want it to be that one is what, 1/8 of an inch? Trying to see how big is that in between. Okay, in between the grooves is a 1/4 inch. I like that. So that's what I'm going to use for this. So we're going to try something I haven't done before, and that is we're going to put this upside down. I'm putting it over here so we can hopefully see. I'm going to place my card down and have it right up against the edge there. Hey Vanessa, we're going to see how it works, hon. I don't know if I'm going to be staying back or if it's going to mess up again or not. But I'm going to go ahead and mark right there and right there because that's where I want to cut it. I'm going to do the same thing with the other two sides. Yeah, I'm using the T-square in not the way that it's designed for, but I think it's going to work out. Because I want this to be smaller, but I also want it to be centered. And it's going to be a little bit hard with the way that I've got the front done. So, by the way, we have been recording this whole time, and yeah, we've been recording the whole time, so the replay will be up shortly after the video is done. Vanessa says, we were having internet issues too last night. So frustrating. Yeah, Todd says that he doesn't think he went to sleep as fast as he normally does, because what he does at night that helps his brain kind of decompress is he'll go to sleep with he'll have the TV on and we'll be watching he'll be watching either right now it's Tour de France. He'll either be watching cycling or he'll be watching soccer, something like that, which most people, that would keep them awake. Him, I guess it calms his mind. I don't know. Anyway, he was doing that and he wasn't able to actually get to sleep like he wanted to. Okay, I need to go 1/4, and it's at that 1, 2, that's 1/8. Okay, so that should be, is that right? I want 1/4 from there. So I want it to be, let me just make sure that these were actually, yeah, those were basically 1/4. That's good. So that would be basically right about there. So yeah, so he had trouble getting to sleep last night. He has the sound off on the TV when we're going to bed, and I don't ever actually hear anything. Okay, so that's, I think this one is a little bit, I think that may have been the last one. I think that one's not quite as far in as I want, so I'm gonna go, let's move it a 16th. I think that's enough. That is close enough. Okay. And then because I have it, I'm going to use my corner rounder. And I want to use the little one. I'm going to use my quarter rounder on this one, so it's going to look the same, okay? This one's actually not the small one. I thought it was. It's okay. It'll be all right. Nobody will know I messed up. Except Miss Vanessa. So next what I'm going to do is grab out my scoreboard and we're going to score this. We're going to score our top folding card base and I'm going to score it about halfway. So this is 5.5. So that means would be 2 3/4 would be the halfway mark. I think. Yeah, 2.5 would be 5 inches. 2 3/4 is going to be halfway for 5.5 by, yeah, for 5.5. And now I'm going to just burnish that down. And the way that this is going to go on, it's still going to go in the center, but when I adhere it, I'm only going to adhere it on the bottom half, so it's going to pop up. That's going to be fabulous. Okay, let me go ahead and add some glue to the bottom half. You didn't see a thing. Okay, trying to get that kind of centered. That looks centered, and double checking, and it looks like I got a little smudge, a little bit of a smudge there. That's okay. Nobody else is going to see it. So now we have our little easel with our stripes. And now I just need to decorate the rest of the card. I'm not sure what else I want to put on it. Where did I put... And I also decided that because the internet issues, this is the only card that I'm going to be making. And I don't think it's going to be fair to give it away because nobody that was watching earlier is popping in yet because they don't know what I went back live. So it probably wouldn't be fair. Where did I put... Yes, I am happier now that the internet's working. Sort of working. And I will attempt, I promise, I will attempt the other live streams for the rest of the week, like I've already got scheduled. I will attempt those. And we shall see. Where did I put my birds? Birdies. There they are. So we've got our little birds. Okay. I can put their little bench or whatever on there, but I'm kind of thinking I don't want to. I kind of think I want to do this. Oh, that looks cute. I do think I'm going to probably need to cut out some of the foliage and or color it to match and add some of that. I think I may have enough foliage for it. This also takes care of my really big desire to have foam because it's still a dimensional card, but I don't know where my foam is because it disappeared. Okay, I think Merry Christmas will probably be good. Or have yourself a So I'm also kind of thinking of using the sentiment as the stopper. I like doing that. So I may have to do that. You can put the birds higher. Have yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That almost looks too busy. What do you think? That might be too busy. Let me grab my tweezers. I could have the birds down here on top of Merry. Have Little Christmas lower. That kind of looks good. Let me bring this over and make it big. I'm going to embiggen it on my screen so I can see. kind of like it. But I do think that I need to have some greenery and stuff on there too. So that does look good. I'm going to start with the little Christmas at the bottom. And then I'll put something on the inside as a stopper. Don't know what I'm going to put on there as a stopper. And I think I'm going to also use my Etched dot runner or dry adhesive that I got on my desk. Got to put that down. And put little Christmas right down there. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with our Mary. And be just a touch above the little Christmas and in the center. Okay. And this, I think this adhesive is actually going to hold on a little bit better to that foil. I really like that I've got them with their little foot kicked up. I think that's so cute. And they're going to be, you know, touching beaks, so they're like kissing. So if anybody else has popped in, please say hello and let me know that you are here. It looks like there's probably people that are lurking because they probably wandered off over on Twitch. That I think is going to be cute. Okay. Let me see what other sentiments we have in here. Is there anything to be like as a secondary? Have a happy, have a joyful, eat, drink, and be. Holly jolly. Nope, I think I'm just going to add something else down there and that'll be good. Now I do have a couple of the bells. Wondering how that would look on here. Let's see what the bow would look like. That might be a little bit too much glitter, but I do have glitter foam. So, thinking the other blue may work better. And I could also do the bells, but I don't know. The bells would not really work. Oh, I like that. I like that. I do like that. Okay, let's see. Did I have a second piece? Hey, Danielle. Welcome back, honey. So I could do a double layer, but that might be a little bit... That's not going to be too much. I think that'll work. I'm just going to adhere it right in the center there, and I think I'm going to use some of my dot liner to do that. So it's going to be just adhered with that rubber cement like stuff right in the center. Which means these pieces can pop up. Hey Lady Cricket Bug, thank you for popping in, honey. And I'm gonna put it up there. Lots of people saying hi. What? No, it was still all Lady Cricket Bag. It was my thingy. Yeah, okay, that's fine. My internet has not been working, guys. I am so sorry. It is a thing. Do I want to do that? No, I want to put it on with this because it'll probably stick better to both the foam and the foil. I need to try not to pull it off. Thank you, Danielle. happy that y'all came back. I've been working on the card ever since, and like normal, I'm pretty good with tech issues, but when I can't talk to y'all, I don't feel as happy. It is what it is. Okay, I put too much adhesive back there. I think, yep. I don't know if I can get it off or roll it back. Probably not. Yeah, I messed up. Let's take, I'm assuming it's going to work. I'm going to take some anti-static powder right on the back so that hopefully that won't stick there anymore. So that looks cute. I think I can probably put the bow, and I need to find something else. Let me see, what else do I have to go on the inside? These are basically too big for the stopper, but I could put another bow down there. And we also have sending love. I'm going to look at the rest of the sentiments and see if there's anything I want to do. Sending you. Holly jolly. So we've already got have yourself a merry little Christmas on the front. Sending you love this Christmas would work. Ish. Have a joyous ball. Blessings. So very. I think that may be all that I have out that will work. Sending love this Christmas would work down here too. I mean, yes, it is saying Christmas twice, but I think it's close enough. Now, how many people are in the chat? So if you're here, say hello. If we have enough, thank you. If we have enough folks that have popped back since the internet went down and now has apparently decided to come back up slightly, then yeah, this is weird. It says that I've been streaming for 2 hours, but I've been recording for 1 hour 47, and that's probably not true. And thank you for the hi. Thank you so much, honey. So I will be, I have been recording the whole time, so that is going to be going up right after the stream. I am not going to do a second card because, yeah, internet sucks, and I think I need to call Spectrum again and see, are they working on this? And it might be nice if they would let me know when they're working on it, because if they will, then I can make sure to not be streaming at that time. I don't know. I did tell the guy on Saturday I was going to have a stream on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're going to see what happens. I do kind of like that bow there, and then we could do sending love.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Jana. So I'm kind of thinking that this is what I'm going to go with. So we're going to have this as the stopper. Maybe further up. Sending love this Christmas. I've also got this big Christmas. And these are all from, this is two stamp and die sets. It's all one stamp, and it's all one die to cut out all of that. There's also a couple of other Christmas words, Merry and Christmas, that are big that I could also cut out. But I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I want to chance it too much more. Yeah, because internet. Yeah. If I have enough people in here, then I will give this one away. If we don't have enough people, then I won't be giving it away this time. I may try to do something for the replay, but I don't have anything set up to do that with. I could do it with the replay. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do a giveaway with the replay today instead of with the live. Okay. Well, hello, BJ. Welcome in. Yeah, I've been live for the last 2 hours, and the internet went down for a big chunk of that. So we will be releasing the replay after the fact, and you'll want to go and see that because otherwise you're going to miss half the stuff. And I think I'm going to put this one on as unlisted because I don't want y'all to accidentally pop into it and not know what the heck is going on. Okay, so... See, I could do a big Christmas across the bottom too. Is it me or does it seem like I'm saying Christmas too much? Because I've got have yourself a Merry Christmas, Merry Little Christmas, and then sending love this Christmas. Or I could just do the bow at the bottom. Oh, maybe I'll do the bow at the bottom. But if I do that, I think I need to cut out at least a couple of layers of card because this is just foam. The foam is nice, and I think that'll look good, but I think I need it to be sturdier. So we're going to do a little bit more die cutting. I know I said I wasn't going to do... Y'all don't know that I said I wasn't going to do any more die cutting? Yeah. Okay. Cardstock. I don't want to do those because those are my templates for going forward. Where's another piece of... Let me grab a scrap. I think I'm going to do a few layers of that bow. This one's heavyweight cardstock. And in my frustration, I have way too much stuff out on my desk again. Because I've been trying to keep everything tidied up and everything. The bow is from the Bell & Bows. I will show all the products again before we go. I will, because I don't remember. But it's the Bell & Bow something. Come here, magnet. That does not belong on there. No wonder everything's sticking together. But all of this is from the from Lisa Horton's new collection. Okay, so here is the Christmas and here is the Merry. And I'll put the Merry stuff in the Merry. Yep. So we've got one big die for all of those. Plus we've got the Merry as 3 separates. You'll have 3 layers that you can add. And don't worry, I will be using this again. I will. I promise you that. I think that this one is a really nice set to just have out on my desk for Christmas holiday crafting anyway. And the same thing with the Christmas one. Same deal. We've got 3 layers for the word Christmas. And then the dies for the rest. And I went ahead and cut out a template, so now I can just... And I'm thinking this is one that you probably didn't need a template for, but I did it anyway. And I have a bunch of sentiments I can use on future cards too. Okay, let me put that in there. La 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 la. Hey, Linda Gorman. I think you were already over on the Twitchverse. So welcome back in. Okay, the one with the bow is the Bow and Bell Scallop frame because you get all of these bits. And then we've got the Lots of Stripes, which is the one that I did the background on using these. And you've got vertical and you've got horizontal, vertical, whatever. And you've got diagonal. So you've got lots of options there. So let's go ahead and cut out the backing for our bow a couple times. Okay, it's gonna be more than a couple because I want to make sure that it's nice and thick. Oh, you don't do Twitch. Okay, there was another Linda G over there. I thought it was a Linda G. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was Jenny. Oh, there's one. Let me cut out another one. I think I'm probably going to do like 3 or 4 or more. But again, I do appreciate y'all coming back. I mean, yeah. it kind of sucks when you are super, super busy. You're trying to get all the things done, and then tech decides to be a pain and not work. What is Twitch? Twitch is another streaming service. It's mostly gamers, but Jana says I was on Twitch. Okay, thank you, honey. But yeah, Twitch is mostly gaming, but there is a growing crafting community over there, and it's all live streams. There's not any, well, you can watch replays, but it's either, y'all are coming back. Thank you. I haven't gone anywhere. I've been here the whole time. But you can watch replays of live streams, but they don't have like recorded videos like what YouTube does. You know, recorded and edited. So it's all live. Everything is all done live. So if somebody messes up, you see it. You see the real thing over there. But like I said, most of it is gaming. So if you ever watch, let's say a gaming video where someone is showing some kind of a fun thing that happened during their while they were playing Fortnite or Phasmophobia or what's something, a Crash Bandicoot, something like that. My friend Andy plays that, and it's like, okay, I really don't get it, but that's okay. Anyway, there's a bunch of games and stuff you can play, and you can actually hang out with your buddies, and they can watch you while you're playing your games. And it's kind of fun. But there's also a growing community over there that are crafting people. Sometimes technology, yes, BJ, I absolutely agree. BJ Clark says, sometimes technology sucks. I work from home and now. Yeah. I don't know what the and now means, but yeah, I'm working from home too. I'm here all the time. And I just had the internet folks come out on Saturday because last week, I did a couple of live streams in the middle of the day last week, and internet went down. It was, and I tell them it's intermittent internet because, yeah, where's my tweezers? There's my tweezers. Okay. But yeah, it was intermittent, and it sucked because it goes down. It's crappy resolution for you guys that are watching live. Last week I did go ahead and do recorded the replay and uploaded it. So it's there. So if you watched last week's, I don't remember which day it was, but one day last week, it was probably on the 1st, which I think was what, Friday? Anyway, if you watched the replay last week from the daytime stream, then you saw that the internet sucked. Why is my YouTube super goal wrong? It should be 0. I mean, it should show that there's 0 because I reset it this morning. Well, actually, I reset it while we were live, and I guess it doesn't work if you do it that way. I'm still learning the widget. Anyhow, right now I'm just layering up several layers of that bow, and then I'm going to put my main bow, my nice blue pretty glitter one, on top, and that's going to be our stopper. So far I've got 3 layers of the cardstock. And one reason why I'm doing so many layers of it is I want it to be a nice and, well, let's see if this is sturdy enough. It might be good enough now. Yeah, I think that actually is good enough now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the, I guess I didn't adhere any of that. That's good. I was thinking, wait a minute, what's going on? So I'm going to go ahead and just add some AdTech dry adhesive right on the top of this and put my bow on top. And I figure that this is going to adhere to the foam a little bit better, which is why I've got the other bow attached also with it. And these are also foam bows. I went ahead and used some of my glitter foam. So it's going to give it a little bit more pop too. And do I want to do I kind of do want to put the second layer on top. Just to make it have a little bit more dimension. There, we can just put it right in the center there. And then try to clean up some of that, the extra of this. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. And I had to do this by myself because you know what? Nobody was here to tell me what to do. Okay, I'm going to put that right down in the center there. But at least you guys can go back and watch the process. Okay. Let me see. Where is the center? So the center of my card is going to be right where that 0 is. And that's where I'm going to put my bow. And I put plenty of room down at the bottom for you to be able to add a personal message. Last time I did one of these, I had the stopper way down at the bottom, and I think that this is going to be a little bit better. You know? That looks great. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, let me look at the stream real quick. I'm going to look and see how many folks are on YouTube. We have 11. Okay. That's pretty good. And on Twitch we have 0 now. So I'm going to say that that's enough for us to give away the card. I know I said I was going to do it with the replay. What I'd like from you guys that are watching the replay is let me know if you would be interested in, is this something you would come back for? Is this something that you guys want? Do you want the replay? Would you want, what? Would you want giveaways of the cards during the replay? So that means it would take at least a couple of days. You didn't think you'd like it for Christmas, the silver and blue? I cut out it in white and decided that there was just too much white. You couldn't see the birds. So I went with silver because it's real close. And silver and blue always go well together for Christmas cards. And I'm thinking that the bow makes it just enough because I was thinking it needed something else. And I think that that made it pretty much perfect. Even though the bow is, the one up top is a different color of blue. But we kind of needed a different color of blue so that it would not get lost in it. That kind of makes sense. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so I think we will do the giveaway. Oh, it looks like there are people over on Twitch now. So you guys, if you are over on Twitch, please say hello. Hello, hello, hello. And we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway, although I was thinking about doing it as part of the replay. But we do have folks on both platforms as long... Okay, I might have just misspoke. I might have misspoke. We might be losing the stream again. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to attempt. Okay, do have comments again. So if you guys can still see me, please say so real quick. I'm going to go ahead and hit the begin giveaway and we're going to see if it works. If it does, we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway now. I am planning on doing something also for replay folks. So that is something that's coming, but I have to wrap my brain around it. Maybe I can think about it a little bit during vacation. But anyway, let's go ahead and do this. I'm really getting into the silver and blue for Christmas. I know, right? I mean, I love the traditional colors, and this is kind of one of them. Silver is one of my favorites. Silver and gold. With gold, I like it with warmer colors, so that's why I like it with the reds and the greens and stuff. Silver is great with blue because it's so snowy. Yeah, I think of it as being a really great winter one. This is something that I also made last week, which is nice, pretty silver. So I do love this silver. So if you want to get in on the giveaway, type into the chat !join. I do see that Danielle has gotten in, Stephanie has gotten in, Danielle has gotten in on both sides. No, that's a different one. Is that two different Danielles? Danielle Vegas and Danielle Brown? Are you the same person? Or are you two different people? It doesn't matter because you guys get two chances if you go on both sides. So which means, BJ Clark, you need to type !join to get in on the giveaway. And it looks like we are still up. Okay. I keep looking. I keep looking at my stats to make sure I'm still live. Okay, 3 entries. So BJ Clark says that they made those stars yesterday. Absolutely. This is so fun too. So fun. 5 entries. Yay. 6 entries. Now we're talking. Even for an internet that... Okay, so Danielle Vegas and Danielle Brown are the same person. That's what I thought. I just wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, I think this turned out really pretty. Before I get done with that, though, there was something I wanted to add. As soon as I saw the little birdies where it looked like they was gonna be kissing, I decided I wanted it to be where they were kissing. Where did I put my hearts? I just put them in a drawer yesterday. Here we go, or actually earlier today. You bought that star die and can't the one for the barn star, because Lisa Horton also has another star set too. Yeah, a nested one. I'm gonna have to make a shaker out of that, and I may turn it into a light up card at some point. That would be cool. Okay, so I got myself a little heart there, and I think I want to put it right between, right about there. There we go. So right on the top there. So it's going to be cute. And Stephanie says yes. I think she's saying yes to a shaker light up card. I do have another light up, well, not a light up card. I do have another Pear Blossom Press video coming up on the 11th. The 11th of the month is my day to do one for her. This one is not going to be a light up card, believe it or not. Instead, I'm making a shaker card, but we are using the Pear Blossom Press World's Greatest Foam Tape. Okay, so it's going to dry clear, and then I'm going to, of course, wipe off the excess on there. I probably need to get some of that excess off now. And then I'll clean it up so it's shiny again behind where that little heart is. But there we go. It's so cute. I love this. Too fun. And I actually made... You guys know I don't make a lot of fun folds, and this is an easy one. This is a super, super easy one. What I don't like is when I have most of my designs come almost all the way to the edge. And in my brain, it says that is a little bit too big of a cover for a pop-up. Oh, Stephanie, now that is cool. Yeah, my idea was we still have our lights up because Todd never took them down because he said I could keep them, and then I never get around to turning them on. But my thought was putting these on lights. And then he reminded me, those are not LED lights. Regular Christmas lights, even the fairy lights, they get a little warm. And these are paper ornaments, so you don't really want to put them over the top. But that doesn't mean I can't make more and use LED lights. You order the new A7 T-Square. Fabulous. I hope you used my link. Oh, I'm still waiting for mine to come in. I know that Amanda said that she was going to be sending out some things, including that and the new, I forgot what she's calling them. These disc things. I need to look it up. I mean, I looked it up yesterday because I couldn't remember what they were called because I wanted to say something to somebody. PEAR. There we go. Anyway, they are called Snap and Slide. That's what they're called. So I am supposed to be getting some of those in, and I already have some ideas for those. Actually, I think it would work great for what I'm planning on doing tomorrow night with Elizabeth. So I do want you to come back tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern. We will be live. Hopefully the internet will be nice. And if it's not, I will record again. Of course, recording with a third person on there, I don't know if it's going to come through as well. Probably won't. I think I'm going to have to set up Restream to record it. Yeah. Because we're both able to... No? I will figure out something. I need to have a way to record both me and Elizabeth so that when the internet screws up again tomorrow night, we have a way of doing the replay where you guys can actually see what we're doing. Anyhow, okay, we have 7 people in the chat. And did we go down again? Are we still live on YouTube? It looks like it says... No, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay. I guess I was looking at the last stream. It's like the last comment on there was where Jen said some... No, Stephanie said they should be red like cardinals, which I missed until just now. My last thing that I saw on there was where Jen said no yellow on the snow. But we could definitely make these into cardinals too. You can do whatever color you want to. You can put those battery operated ones, twinkle lights with them, as long as they're LED. You would want to do LED ones. Okay, if anybody else wants to get in on the giveaway, go ahead and type into the chat !join, because there are some folks that haven't gotten in on the giveaway yet. Because I'm going to end in just a minute. I am still alive. I'm glad I'm alive. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it. You guys ready? Y'all ready to see who's going to win it? It's down to just 7 people. So it's going to be you got a higher chance of winning, which also means that if this is your first time entering, Miss BJ Clark, you may have a higher chance of winning because I have noticed that a lot of times, I don't know why, but people that are on their first live stream, a lot of times they win when, first time they get in on a giveaway, they wind up winning. It's like, well, that's cool. I have no idea how it works or why it does it, and I'm not the one. It is Social Stream Ninja. It is an extension on my thing. Yeah, you had already entered, honey. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we are going to draw. So a drum roll. And who is it going to be as the internet goes down? I'm waiting till somebody says something in the chat because the internet went down for a second. I want to make sure y'all can see that somebody won. Okay, somebody say something. Say something, say something, say something. I'm going to select a winner. I think we're up. So, Miss Jana, congratulations, Jana. You are the winner today, honey. And here is the form. So, go ahead and fill out that form and give me all the information about it. And just say that it is our Lisa Horton blue bird, well, something describing the card. But yeah, I think this is so cute. I kind of want to keep it. You want me to send it to BJ? Okay. BJ, you heard Jana. She said to send it to you. So just fill out the form. I popped it into the chat and it's also in the description on the video. It's like to be on all of them. So yeah, go ahead and type that. Go ahead and fill out that information and I will send that card out to you. It's going to be at least a week because we're going to be out of town for over a week. But yeah, I will be getting that out before too long. So BJ Clark is getting to win it because Jana gave it to them. I'm just reading the chat. I don't think that she said. I don't think that they know that BJ Clark won it. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Again, I am sorry about the internet not working. I will be uploading the replay shortly and hopefully it won't take too long to go up, but again, that is controlled by whether or not the internet works. So I will go ahead and get that done. You guys have a wonderful day. Let me first, before we do anything, if I can find the button, there we go. I want to roll credits. and say thank you to all of my channel members and Twitch subs for popping in and saying hello and hanging out with me for whatever amount of time that you did today. I appreciate you guys oh so much. You guys rock, and y'all make it. You guys are the ones that make this worth doing. So thank you again so much for all of your support. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you are a YouTube member, I do plan on going live at 4:30 for members only live stream. So that will be again tomorrow night. I will see you guys later, and yeah, bye guys. Love y'all.